สาโลมานักขาตันทาทัชโชตันทา
ฉันตุสัมภโรโกวินาศตุมหาเทพวันวันตรายโยสุขิธิขายุโกภวะอาภิวาทนาสิริสานิจังวุฒาปัจจายอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนะมามิ
ทุกขัสสะวันทามิพันเตสาบังอาภารตังธรรมะตเมพันเตมายากตังปุญญาสามินาอัตถโนโมทิตตังสามินาคตังปุญญามายากตังสาธุสาธุอนุโมทามิทุกขัสสะการุญญังกัตวะอาปัจจังเมตเมพันเตอาหังพันเตอาปัจจังยัจฉามิตุติ Papachamyachami Tatiyampi Aham Bhante Papachamyachami Sabbatukka Nisarana Nibbana Satchikarantaya Imam Kasawam Kahetawa Papacetamam Bhante Anukampam Upadaya Sabbatukka Nisarana Nibbana Satchikaranataya Imam Kasawam Kahetawa Papacetamam Bhante Anukampam Upadaya Sabbatukka Nisarana Nibbana Satchikaranataya Imam Kasawam Kahetawa Papacetamam Bhante Anukampam Upadaya.
So you've come forward today expressing your wish, your aspiration to practice following the Buddhist path to Nibbana. It's a path that leads, we say, to liberation or freedom from suffering. And that's why it's a worthy cause, a worthy path to follow. And you begin by taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. So the Buddha, the enlightened Buddha, self-enlightened Buddha. You have to remember, even though the Buddha lived a long time ago, the qualities that make a Buddha, the knowledge, the enlightened knowledge, the peace, the compassion, the wisdom, the purity of mind, these are all qualities that we can aspire to as human beings. It's not just that the Buddha alone was enlightened. Since the time of the Buddha, men and women, both monks, nuns and lay people, have practiced this path and realized the same fruits. So when you're coming forward to make your aspiration to take refuge in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, the truth, the teachings, in the Sangha, the enlightened Sangha, you're also taking refuge in your own innate ability to practice. The Buddha used to say, if human beings couldn't improve themselves and find liberation from the causes of suffering, abandoning mental defilements, if they couldn't do that, there'd be no point teaching what he taught. So the potential lies within all of us. We can all practice, we can all find the way to liberation. And you're really affirming your confidence that you can do it just the same as others today. Doesn't mean to say it will be easy, doesn't mean to say you'll do it all in one day, but you all have the potential for enlightenment within you. And that's what you're realizing today, as it were. You're coming forward to say, I can do this, I can practice too, and I want to practice. And the first part of the practice is learning to practice mindfulness. This word we hear all the time. The way the Buddha taught mindfulness, he taught the 4 foundations of mindfulness in the Satipatthana Sutta. So that's beginning with focusing attention on the body, feelings, the mind itself, and then dhammas, which means both physical and mental phenomena. Establishing mindfulness and contemplating to see these things as conditioned things and without self. And so the first 5 meditation objects I'll give you today are the beginning of that path of developing mindfulness for liberation. It's bringing you to focus your attention on your body. And so I'll give you these 5 parts of the body: the hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, skin, forward, reverse order, just as a simple meditation that will both help you to calm your mind, but also to gain insight and to see that this body is actually impermanent, not self. So I'll say them forwards and backwards in Pali, and you can repeat after me. Kesa, Loma, Nakha, Danta, Tacho, Danta, Nakha, Loma, Kesa, Kesa, Loma, Nakha, Danta, Tacho, Danta, Nakha, Loma, Kesa, Loma, Nakha. One of the biggest sufferings of a novice monk is learning how to wear the robe. You'll see, if you come and visit them in the next few weeks, you'll see sometimes without any kind of warning the robe just drops to the ground. So it's a very frustrating time. Most people take a week or two to get the hang of it. It's like a big bed sheet. You roll it, you wrap it over your shoulder. Once you know how to do it, it's not too bad. But to start with, it's difficult. And we'll be giving them Pali names, new names. I'll run through them for you. So, Wigrai, who's done this before many times, he's kept his name from last time. Upasamo is a peaceful one. Mao is called Jotiko. Ronnie is Panya Padipo. So he has wisdom like a light, a radiant light. Zach is Samwaro. Thomas will be Rakito. Bunyarit will be Wiryo. คุณบุญยฤทธิ์จะวิริโยก็จะมีวิริยะมากนะต้องมีทำความเพียรมากนะ Heng, Mr. Heng will be Metiko. So anyone who needs metta, go and see Mr. Heng. You'll have lots of metta. Namo will be called Dhammiko, one with the Dhamma. น้องนะโมก็จะอยู่กับพระธรรมตลอดเวลา Jeff will be Jakaro. รู้จักบริจาครู้จักเสียสละ F. Jenny will be Pasado, one who's very composed, serene. And F. Jenny later today will be travelling to Adelaide, so he's going to do his novice program in the monastery in Adelaide, Bodhipala Monastery. But the novices have extra job. They have to learn chanting. They have to learn to give a blessing that will help them to share their merits with you and family and everybody else. And one of the main purposes of this ordination is give people a chance to make some merit, some strong karma, good merit for themselves, obviously, but also for departed loved ones, parents, grandparents. We share merits with our family when we ordain, and then every day we do chanting, meditation, and we share the merits with our family, think of them. You might think what the monks and novices do in the monastery, well, this is one of the main things we do. We share merit and spread metta to others, to our families. So you might think, they cut off their family, they leave their family alone, they're not at home over Christmas, New Year. That doesn't sound very good. But they're actually every day thinking of their family, sending their thoughts, their kind thoughts, their merit back to the family every day. When you're at home, maybe you forget to do it. We get more distracted at home. At home we get caught up in work and other things. When you're in the monastery, you don't forget your family. You send your thoughts to them every day. Generally, one of the first things that comes up in the mind when you become a Buddhist monk is gratitude. Gratitude for all the people like yourselves who bring food and other things to support us. You can't expect anything as a monk because you don't have any money and there's no contract. You don't sign a contract, I'm going to get this much food, this much support every day. The support comes through people's kindness. And so you really feel that when you walk on alms round, you receive food, you see the lay people, you have the gratitude because you know you're dependent on other people's kindness and they don't have to come here. There's no one is forced to come here, it's voluntary. You also have gratitude to your family. And when you start meditating as a monk, you think of all the people who have helped you in the past. So you think of your parents, friends, family members, teachers, all kinds of people who have helped you in the past. Of course, we also have gratitude to the Buddha, our teacher, and to Ajahn Chah. So this program we call the Ajahn Chah Memorial Program, because this monastery came about because I was lucky enough to meet Ajahn Chah, went and lived with him, studied with him, practiced with him. And eventually we started this monastery as a branch monastery of Ajahn Chah. So we also have gratitude come up for the teacher, the way we practice, the way we meditate. A lot of that is through the goodness of Rinpoche or Ajahn Chah. And we have many other teachers. We have all the visiting teachers who come here over the years, who give us guidance, teachings. When you become a monk, you think of your teachers because you realize they're sustaining you. They give you advice, they give you support, they spread metta. So tends to be the first things that come up in your mind when you come into the monastery. It's the gratitude to the people who have helped you. And then the second thing is you feel like you want to give something back. And even as a junior monk or novice, you might think, what do I know? What can I give back? You don't necessarily have to give anything material back. Maybe you give some help, some assistance sometimes, but you give back by putting effort into your practice, by being a good monk, following the rules, being disciplined, putting effort into your meditation, doing the things that we do. That's the way you give something back. If you keep the rules, then you're living in a very good way, living in a simple way. You're not harming anybody, you're not hurting anybody. We don't hurt or kill even animals, even a mosquito, even an ant, you don't kill. We watch what we say. So monks, they don't tend to argue or swear or shout at people. We don't have fights and arguments. We learn to live very simply, so we try not to waste the things that the lay people give us, the food and the other things. We look after the buildings, look after the monastery so that everyone can benefit. This is the way we give back. And maybe later on we can actually give teachings, share some Dhamma teachings from our experience.